Hey guys, so in this video I have another super awesome guest that I'm so excited to bring to you. We're here in her restaurant. We're just having such an awesome conversation. I'm like, wait, please. I think I need to interview you for a video because we just got to get this stuff on tape. So I'm super excited to introduce you to Kim. So Kim, we actually just met. You've been following my videos and you reached out to me and you're like, hey, I have a restaurant. Come over.
Yeah.
So this is awesome. So let's just first show her restaurant. This beautiful, beautiful location in the middle of these like rice fields. Look, there's a mountain over there. So you were just telling me a little bit about your story. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Like how long have you been here and what inspired you to move to Bali?
I've been here 3 years, and so I was a teacher, like I was telling you before, for 20 some years. And just before my mother died, our last conversation, her and I and my dad were all gonna open up a restaurant together, like some 15, 20 years ago. And then, you know, things happen, you don't do it. And the last conversation before she died, she said, if you don't open that restaurant, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Oh, you don't want ghosts. You don't want ghosts kicking your ass.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, because my mom was such a funny person, and so I was like, she said, well, you have no excuse now. You better open it. And I'm, you know.
Did you have any idea where in the world? Like, where are you from originally?
I'm from the U.S.
Yeah, I know that feeling. And I'm from, it's a long answer. You know, the short answer is a long answer.
From the U.S. No, I always say Chicago.
Okay. So did you imagine you were going to open up a restaurant? Did you ever imagine you were going to open up a restaurant in Bali?
No, I didn't. Not at all. No, I actually had a restaurant picked out in Mozambique. So I had this place picked out in a place called Tofu, Mozambique. I was in negotiations with the owner of the building and, you know, doing like you know how much, and it was right on the beach with the yoga studio up and the restaurant down. I was like, yeah, I found my perfect place. And then I came here and visited my friend for the third time here in Ubud. I've been to Ubud before a lot, and she just lives down the road, and we had seen this building about 8 years ago, and I'm like, wow, that would be such a cool restaurant, because it was just a shell. It was just a building. And then we passed it, and I said, oh my goodness, no one has taken over this building yet? Let's call the landlord. She goes, yeah. And so we called the landlord, and I'm like, I called my husband. I said, I know this sounds weird, but I know we plan on Mozambique, and that's where we're going to do the restaurant, but remember that building in Bali? And so I was like, quick, decide. We have 24 hours. Wow. He's like, well, we're going to Bali. I'm like, okay, we're going to Bali.
Do you ever have any regrets about it?
No, not at all.
Nice.
No, for sure, no.
And now you had the interesting experience of opening up the restaurant right before COVID.
Right.
What was that like?
5 months before, yeah. So, yeah, you just never know, like, what's going to happen. So it was just came all of a sudden, and yeah, then I was like, wow, okay, I guess I'm not doing a restaurant. Not right now, because you know, and everyone around the world kept thinking, oh, it's not going to last long. We'll open up in another week or so. That wasn't the case. So we closed for 5 months and then opened up again July 1st last year.
And you were telling me something really interesting about how you survived, sort of as a business, you pivoted.
Right. Can
you tell us about that?
So, a woman came here with her children, and I said, if you need any help regarding education, let me know. I'm here to help.
Teacher.
Yeah. And she was homeschooling her kids, and she said, oh, by the way, have you ever done kids cooking classes? And I said, I thought about it before COVID. She goes, well, if you start them, I'll bring them. So I started with 5 kids on a random Wednesday morning, and now I'm up to, some 50 kids a week.
Wow. And so you still do that now. Wow. What sort of things do you teach kids to cook?
So because this is called The Traveler, and I've spent my life traveling and moving around the world, so we do a different country every week.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so they help pick, or I'll choose the country and I'll choose the dishes. So we do an appetizer, main, and a dessert. So last week it was China. Next week, or this coming week, is Greek.
Oh my
Greek. We've done, you name the country. We've done
what
like
a cool way to
Zimbabwe
teach kids about the world, right?
Yeah.
Like not only are you teaching kids about like other cultures, but you're giving them like practical skills that we were talking about, like empowering skills that they can take with them the rest of their lives. That's so cool. Now, do you see a lot of families, people living here with children?
Yeah,
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, there's lots of families around. There's a lot of different schools, that sense of school. Everyone thinks when you say school, you think of a building. So there's so many great things happening here in Ubud, especially, and in Bali, that there are different school community things. So there's like, schools like Green School is a very famous school here, which is a lot of the knowledge about, the earth and, kind of farm to table. They grow everything. They
I've been meaning to get
plant and out of bamboo. There's Palangi, and then there's a lot of these homeschooling groups where like-minded families join and put their kids together, and they use different spaces throughout the city, or they rent out a place. So the kids who come to my cooking classes come from these different backgrounds of these school groups.
So these are typically like homeschool, like these are homeschooling communities?
There's so many different ones. So there's homeschool groups, there's just regular schools like, the Green School, Palangi School, Wood School, and then you have smaller schools, which are more of that homeschooling feel, where it's not, I'm in grade 4, so everyone kind of learns together.
Wow.
Yeah. So
which kind of makes sense, in the way that we humans are. Like we wouldn't separate children by age. I mean, historically, like a tribal, like a village, like the village would raise the children together, different ages, different people, different together.
Right.
So say hypothetically, if I were a mom, if I were a young mom, and I wanted to take my kid out into the world and travel and educate them in this unlikely way, that's not unlikely, but the unconventional way, what advice would you give me in order to plug into one of these communities?
It's so easy to, there's on the Facebook, there's these communities called Kids and Families in Bali, and different types of groups that are geared to people living here in Ubud or in Bali itself. And where can I take my child for taekwondo, or things, activities that kids like to do, like sports and archery. There's archery here. There's like all sorts of different kind of cool things that kids can do around here, and then that's how you kind of network. And
so Facebook groups.
Yeah.
It's funny because I that's one of the, when people are asking me about travel and location, and it's like, okay, well, go find the associated Facebook group. Like there's literally a Facebook group for everything. So there's Facebook groups for women travelers, right?
Yeah,
Facebook
single
groups
women travelers.
Yeah. Can you also talk a little bit about, you said you've traveled a lot. There are a lot of women, a lot of people on this page who have never traveled. They think I'm absolutely like crazy and brave and partially insane for traveling the way that I do, just because they've never seen that. What would you say to the woman who's curious about traveling but maybe is doubting whether or not she could do it?
My advice, definitely for anyone, you have to feel fear and don't kind of go away from it. That's what should drive you to do things that you're uncomfortable with, that are out of your skin, that you need to take risks. You need to cry and be like, what am I doing? You don't know what you're doing. You just get on a plane say, all right, I'm going to go to whatever. And you don't need a plan, so to say. It just always works out. It always does. It just does. And yeah, you're going to have bumps in the road. Your flight might get canceled, whatever. But you just keep moving on. But again, travel isn't for everyone. And living in the same place, in the same town, or in the same country your whole life isn't for everyone either. So we always have these different things. So just because there are people who travel doesn't mean that we know more, or we're smarter, or better, or anything. It's just that we're all different. And I tell people this all the time, that there are so many life lessons in our lives that you can learn by staying in one place or by seeing it around the world. You know what poverty is by living in no matter where. You can be in a small town and you see poverty, or you can so the life lessons that we know and exist out there in our world, poverty, love, hate, this, that, all these things exist no matter where you are, and no one checks your passport when you die either. So
yeah, that's a really great point. I've always thought that going to a place traveling in itself, and going to a place, for example, like India, it's sort of just like an accelerated learning classroom. It's just, for me, in my experience, it was just so much more extreme and rich, and stepping out of your comfort zone is already, you're setting yourself up for a lot of learning right there.
Right, exactly. It is. It's the world is our classroom, and I learned more about the world by traveling it than I ever did in school.
So,
geography.
Speaking of traveling, you have this restaurant called The Traveler, and my food just arrived.
Yes.
So I want to show you guys. Can you tell me what is going on this plate? It smells amazing. I have no idea what I'm looking at, though. Can you tell us a little bit about what this is?
So this is Laotian stuffed lemongrass.
Oh my God.
These are the stalks of lemongrass, and what we do is we cut them.
Wow.
And create like a basket with each stalk of lemongrass, and then the basket then is stuffed with, we either stuff it with aromatic tofu, and the main ingredient is lime leaf, kaffir lime leaf, and cilantro, garlic, chili, and so then you stuff it, and then you pan fry it. And wow, wait, did you come up with this? Did you learn this in Laos? I learned it in Laos.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you traveled around the world. Did you realize at the time that you were learning different ways of cooking that you would then, one day apply in a restaurant? You probably
No, just love cooking and learning things, and anywhere I traveled, I tried to take a cooking class, and this has always been my favorite dish. And when I did finally decide, okay, yes, I'm opening up a restaurant, and then we were deciding what to put on the menu, I'm I already know Laotian stuffed lemongrass won. Okay. That's definitely going on it. So
I asked her for a recommendation on the menu, and this was
this is my favorite dish.
So we have friends here in this audience who, a lot of people live in Australia, a lot of people do come here to Bali.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if you come to Bali, come check out Kim's spot.
Traveler,
Can you wait, I'll show the here we go. Can you say a little bit about where we're located? Because it's on one of these off roads that it's crazy. The thing about Ubud is you're on this super busy, just so much traffic on this one road, and then you take a turn, and the next thing you know, you're in the middle of quiet rice fields. Yeah.
So this rice field here is called Subak Sokwaya, and it is right before you get to the bridge. I call it the tunnel of vines. So just before you get to that, not too far from Central Ubud Palace, and we're literally just a 5-minute walk, and it's in between the Juak Manis rice field walk and the Champlain Ridge. So those are 3 great walks that I would suggest whenever you're in Bali. So,
I'm planning to take those walks. Let me show you guys around. Kim, thank you so much.
Hey, no worries.
This was really cool. It's really cool to hear your story, and I can't wait to try this. And let me just show you guys really quickly this location, because It's really cool. So here are those. So rice fields. Oh, Shauna, what is the name? It's called the Traveler. So the Traveler. So there she is, the Traveler.
No, you're the Traveler.
We're all the Traveler. That's the things. We're all the Traveler. So there's so many rice fields in Bali. And what's cool is that you'll find these like restaurants, villas. I've never actually stayed in a villa. I think maybe next time I come to Bali, I might try to stay in a villa. But then over here, oh yeah, look over here. Oh, it looks like it's starting to rain a little bit. And then there is, you said there's the Ridge Walk over there. So tiny, tiny, tiny little road to get here, which is pretty sweet. Hey, Checo boy. Hey, honey. Got your pooch. Choo choo. And then, yeah, over there, she said there's the Ridge Walk, like the famous Ridge Walk. You can probably see some people walking it. Yeah. So apparently that's really beautiful. I've never done that walk. I'd like to. There's a mountain in the distance. So this looks great. Check out what happened to my voice. I don't know what happened to my voice. I think my voice sounds the same. So, all right. I think I need to I think I need to try it on camera so I can tell them what it tastes like. Okay. Oh, this looks great.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. All right, guys. So yeah, so it's so cool to meet Kim. And I literally like just met, she was in the audience and she reached out to me and said that she lives in Bali when she saw I was here and she has this place and I should come by. And yeah, Shauna, look at this. What is this? What is this weird thing? It smells great. Looks great. Oh, look. It's cute. It's definitely like pretty, like, yeah, quirky, eccentric, like fun. And I loved how she was talking about how she does the cooking classes for kids. Wow. Carolyn, 5 a.m. in Georgia. Well, the sun is just now beginning to set. It's 5 o'clock here in, oh wow. So you put the, oh, hello.
Yeah.
The sauce is for this, yes.
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 That one is a sweet chili sauce.
Sweet chili sauce. Okay. Bismillah. Wow.
How do you think?
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah.
Wow. So it tastes like chicken, right? But it has an interesting texture, almost like ricotta or something. It's like dry, but not. It's sweet. It's salty. It's really good. Wow.
Enjoy.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, and it's in this nest of lemongrass. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen food cooked in split lemongrass. Whoa. Yeah, and then you got your sweet chili sauce like this. Oh, you got a little bit of rice here. Let me show you. Show you from this side. 1 a.m. in Alaska. Wow. Dingle. Wow, look at that. Wow. There's a lot of flavors in that one. Great. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to wrap up this video so I can just focus on eating my food. And see, look how it's like you got to pull the lemongrass out of the way to get to the chicken that's cooked inside. Super interesting. Cool. All right, guys. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, guys. So I'm really enjoying bringing you, kind of like these interviews, these stories of these women who are living here in Bali. Because again, I just want to show you what's possible. I want to show you that, if you're willing to face your fears, you too can step out. Now, I like what she said. Traveling's not for everyone, it is for some people. And I guess I just want you to know that it is an option. You don't have to stay where you are, especially if you don't like it, you know. You'll have to face some fears, probably have to save some money, you know, take some leaps of faith, but it's an option there. And that's all. Yeah, Carol, cool, right? Oh, hi, Becky. Hi, honey. Good morning, honey. Cool, Suzanne, another friend in Alaska. Checo boy, it's morning. It's morning there. No, it's for us. It's the evening. We're the same time in the Philippines. So the sun is just beginning to set. I don't know if you can see. There's like a mountain over there. Nice. Kelly, I've never tried Tahoe before. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being with me. Love you guys very much. Yeah, good morning, honey. And I will see you soon. If you didn't watch this video, go back and hear the interview with Kim. She's really cool. School teacher who traveled the world. She taught at international schools, settled down here in Bali 3 years ago with her husband, started the restaurant that she always wanted to start. COVID hit, took an interesting pivot in her business to start teaching children cooking classes, which she's still doing to this day. So it's a cool story of sort of like an unexpected path of a road less traveled that she sort of like surrendered into, and just let life lead the way. It's some really cool and unexpected things can happen when we let life lead the way. Anyways, oh, Dingle, cool. I'm glad to hear. So anyways, I'm gonna get back to eating because this looks really, really great. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.